Welcome, Chessable friends. My website to compare your online games with my Chessable courses is live. I'm going to show you how it works. First, you select the course. So my 8 courses are here. You select the platform, enter your username, and the start date. You can go back up to 6 months. You generate a practice file, and it selects the deviations from your Blitz, Rapid, and Classical games over the last period. Now it's available. You can see 4 deviations found. I download the PGM, save it. Now I go to Chessable. I select Tools, Create Course. Give it a title, Lichess Openings, type opening, for which pieces white, and I submit. And now I can import the PGM. I select Event, because that will fit it with the variation. And I select Import all subvariations as their own item. I will explain later what the choice is there. And I say Import, check it, and I can start learning. So it is ready in a few clicks. So now let's go back and let me show you what the difference is if you do tactics, right? So we're going to create a course, and we're going to do it as tactics, and then we're going to compare. So tactics is just a puzzle, right? So we're going to have the same file, and I'm going to put it into Lichess Tactics, show more options, event. And now I'm not going to do import all subvariations because I also want to show you the difference. And I say import. And now I have it as puzzles. So now let's compare, right? So we have 2. So let me go back to Chessable. You can see here 5 variations because there's one variation that's there twice because of a branch further into the variation. Let's open this one, right? And we go to the main level, and then we learn, right? So you can see black plays a move. You have to play the right move, and you can see what you did incorrect. So I made once a mistake. I played the move Book E1 with the idea of threatening a discovered attack, but the right move is Bishop F4, right? So you're just learning the whole variation as if it's the first time that you do it. And then after 3 cycles, right, you go to the spaced repetition program, as you are aware. So now let me show you how it works with tactics. With tactics, right, let's go to the main level, and let's say I want to do it as minimum as possible. So I'm not going to do full depth, I'm just going to do 3 moves. I go into the main level, and I'm saying solve. So you can see, right, I'm not practicing anything, I just have to do it correctly immediately. So here is Bishop F4, castle, and now I have to play A4, and I'm done with this variation, right? So now let me show you, right, if I don't know it. So here, it's knight E7, right? And I made a few times the mistake that I played H4. So I just want to show you if you do it incorrectly, right? Because I thought I had to kick the knight. H4, you said try again. Then you can use hint, and it says that I have to use my king in the move. So then I come to the conclusion I have to play this. I can use hint again if I don't know what to play here, right? And this could be a help. So it depends, of course, how you learn and how you want to program yourself to get it correct every time you play it again. But you can do it in 2 modes. So you can see when we go into it, let's just show it, right? So like I mentioned, you can see the accuracy and the move that you played yourself. That's one. And I want to show you here what I mean with import each subvariation as their own item. So in this variation, right, so what we were just practicing, you can see I played the move knight a3. I should have played castle. And now in the main variations in the course, there are 2 lines, knight f5 and knight g6. So if you say expand all subvariations, you're going to learn both knight f5 and knight g6. So, and then the subsequent moves. And the default is, of course, that you do the whole line, right? So even for tactics, it would be the whole line. And you can choose what you like best. So let me go back and let me just show you a few other things. So this is basically the functionality. It's very simple. So let's see, let's say that you're here, right? Let's go to Lichess openings. So this is based on openings. And what I can do, right? I can go to the course in info, control panel, and I can select here that this course includes tactics, right? So you can see yes, and I say save details. And now if I edit the variations, I can change any variation that I would like. Right, let's say I go edit variations. I can now change it from an opening learning to a tactics learning, right? So this is the first one. And then I'm done. And so I can have a mix between opening, or I can switch later on. So let's browse, right? And let's just let me show you. If we now say solve for the first one, right? We get the same, and we don't have to learn it first. So we straight go to this line, and you can see that the default for tactics is that we play the whole line, right? And that is the way it works. So it could be, right, that you say, well, let's go back to this position. I first want to reread the course on Chessable. So you open up the extension of Chess Vision AI. You say scan. Right? You go to the courses. And then you can see here's the supercharged Milner-Berry Gambit, the course. And you can see here the variation. And you can just click on the variation and say, you know, I first want to read about it before I start practicing in spaced repetition. Also, what I want to highlight, right, is in this variation, the key move is 7 castle, right? While the key move in the spaced repetition file that we were just looking at was 9 queen c7, because that was the point where you deviated from the course. So the key moves differ. And I think that makes it, you practice the same variations, the main lines, it's completely the same. But the key moves are different. In the spaced repetition, it's driven by deviations, and in the main course, it's selected in such a way that in the end you practice the whole variation tree, but you don't do one move twice. So if you want to have even more support than just train it like a regular trainable and start with 3 repetitions, then you can even go with a few clicks back to the original variation and read up again. Of course, let me go back here, right? If you would say, I'd like to have multiple ones, right? You could say, okay, let me do the Caracon Carnage. And I can select the date and go back 6 months, right? But let me do 5 months. Generate the practice file. And then what I can do, once it's ready, right, you can see 12 deviations found. Download the PGM, right? So let me download the PGM. This is the TAL, so you see username, and then afterwards you see the name of the course. I save. Now I go to Chessable again, right? Let's go to Lichess openings. And if I just want to have that one also here, right, I can just append it. I select this course. I select Lichess openings, main level. I can even make, of course, different chapters for it if I wanted to. I select events and then add mainline to the bottom. And I have to select whether I want to import all subvariations. So I import, check it, and now we see that this has been appended to the file that we just created. So you can, right, you can have multiple courses that you want to practice for, and of course you can create it the way you want to do it in Chessable yourself with multiple chapters, with tactics. You can limit the depth. You have to find your way, and once your way is set, I think it's very fast. I just want to show you one thing here. Normally, right, people are not interested in the user guide, but I spend a lot of time on making clear what the difference is between tactics and openings. So this gives you step by step, right, how to generate the practice file, how to create a Chessable course, what the difference is between openings and tactics, how you import your practice file, and how then, of course, how you start training. So, and then, of course, there's understanding the practice file. So each variation is named after the opening line. So it starts with the move, the first move where you deviated, right? And then up to the last move of the variation. So when we go back here, just to highlight, right? So if you look here, you can see this is the French defense. So at every it starts with e4, e6, d4, d5, e5, right? And then c5, c3, and then the first new move is knight c6, and then it goes up to the move where the deviation occurred. So black played queen c7, and we had to play queen f4. So that's how the header is established, and it's written into the field event. Yes, so I think that's it for the tutor. I hope you find it very useful and also fast enough. I hope you use it. Thank you for watching, and have fun with the new website. Thank you.